Hi, I'm Louis DeBay, and I love to talk about movies 24/7. I've been fascinated with films as long as I can remember, and I upload weekly. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 15 movies of 2023. Alright, let's get started. Coming in at number 15 is Oppenheimer. This is an absolutely amazing 3-hour biopic, and it's crazy that it almost made $1 billion at the box office, being a movie about the atomic bomb. But of course, Barbenheimer helped a little bit, but this still had to be a really well done movie to almost make $1 billion, and it was absolutely amazing biopic, amazing from beginning to ends, very thrilling, very engaging, amazing cast all around the board. Cillian Murphy definitely has one of the best performances of the year. And there's so many great actors in this movie. It's almost like celebrity cameos, and I mean that in a good way. Has probably one of the best casts in a movie of all time. So many great, amazing actors in this movie. Uh, and there's also some really funny parts of this movie. It's very thrilling, very engaging. And my favorite part of this movie is probably at the end. It just feels like a horror movie at the end, and it just leaves you with this this dark feeling, just like really just like scared feeling of the world. And not many movies can do that. The way this movie ends is just brilliant. It's just really well done. It really makes you reflect and think about the world, and chain reactions of things that happened. Very interesting, very engaging movie, and also it has an incredible main theme. Very magical, very thrilling theme. This I listen to it a lot. It's an absolutely amazing theme, one of the best of the year, if not the best music score of the year for a movie. Perfect score. Amazing cast, amazing acting. Very fast pace for a 3-hour movie. It's very interesting, and I love to learn more about history. It's very interesting learning about this particular time in history. So yeah, I love this movie. It's absolutely phenomenal. Next up, coming in at number 14 is Elemental. This is the newest Pixar movie, and I wasn't too interested in checking out when it came out in theaters. I was like, I'll just check it out later because the reviews were just kind of fine. But before the year closed out, I definitely wanted to check it out, and I was really glad I did. It's like a rom com from Pixar, and it works really well. I really like the two lead characters. They're like polar opposites, not because they're just water and fire, just personality wise. I really like their character arc, how they like slowly fall in love. And I like where the story went. Definitely wasn't expecting it. This lead character works at a store with her dad, and her dad wants her to take over, and she doesn't want that. And it's just very interesting, engaging where it went. I love the family messages and the life messages, and there's definitely parts at the end that made me cry that I thought were very profound and very well done. Just very, very well done Pixar movie, and of course it had some amazing visuals in the animation. Of course that doesn't need to be said because it's Pixar, but wanted to mention it anyways. But yeah, I was very surprised at this one. Wasn't on a lot of people's list. I haven't seen any from me personally, but it's definitely on my list. I absolutely loved it. It was a phenomenal Pixar movie, one of the best movies they had in a while. Number 13, The Flash. Definitely a hot take because this is probably going to be on some people's worst list. I definitely understand some criticisms like the terrible CGI, like the baby scenes and like the Speed Force scenes. But besides the like that major issue with some people, it didn't bother me as much. And the interesting thing is that when I first saw this movie, I gave it a C plus because I wasn't what I was expecting. I saw it again, ended up giving an A minus because I reflected. I was kept on thinking about it. Ended up loving it the second time, and here's why. The first time I saw it, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies I ever seen in my life personally. And I'm not the type of person just to laugh out loud and gut laugh at just like anything. Usually when I think something's funny, I just chuckle or just think, hey, that was funny in my head. But I was actually laughing out loud, and my best friend said I was the loudest one in the theater at times when I was laughing at this movie. So this movie has some hilarious moments, definitely my type of humor. And besides the humorous moments, has some great emotional moments with Barry and his mom and his dad, um, and also has some great performances. Michael Keaton is better than ever, coming back as 1989 Batman. He's phenomenal. I love seeing him again. Sasha Kai was amazing Supergirl, just so badass and cool. And besides the terrible CGI, it also had some really good CGI with the action sequences. Thought the end battle with Zod looked really well done. And of course, Ezra Miller is a terrible person in real life, but they did deliver a great performance. So all around, just amazing performances from everybody. Just a very emotional moments, very funny moments, a really good story. I love the multiverse, what they did with that, and how they interjected the Flashpoint storyline into this movie. Brought this back on Batman 1989 and Supergirl. I just thought it was really well done, really engaging, very interesting, and definitely has one of the funniest endings of the year. I absolutely love this movie. Definitely, like I said, a hot take, but I thought it was really well done. A special movie. One of my favorite DC films in a while for sure. All right. Next up, coming in at number 12 is Creed 3. I love this movie. I wasn't expecting to love it. I love the first two Creed movies. But when I was like, oh, we're just doing another Creed movie, I was like, how could it possibly be any better? Or just like, what more can you do? But they did it. In my opinion, this Creed 3 is the best out of all of them. And that's coming from a person that I like Rocky. I'm not a diehard fan though. I enjoy the Rocky movies, but not a diehard fan. But this to me, this is the best one out of all the Rocky movies, all the Creed movies. Just really like the dynamic between Adonis and Damien. Great villain. I just love this the character arcs in the story. Very sad, very emotional moments. Definitely some moments almost brought me to tears. I just love the ending. It's very profound. Michael B. Jordan is a great director. He did an amazing job directing this movie. I'm glad he's gonna direct Creed 4. But yeah, just amazing performances, amazing story, amazing acting, and just top-notch boxing sports movie and Creed movie. I'm like shocked that it's like on my list and it's my favorite, Rocky verse movie because I just thought it was just going to be a good movie. Because I think there's much more to be done, but there was this amazing story, amazing performances, absolutely phenomenal ending. This really tugs at the heartstrings, very heartfelt. So yeah, amazing movie. Next up, coming in at number 11 is Talk to Me. Another movie I didn't think I would like. There's kind of ongoing theme here. A lot of movies surprised me apparently on my list. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, whatever, it looks fine. And I heard a lot of buzz and that people were saying it's amazing. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Go there. I'm the only one in the theater. And it's probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. That's coming from a person that horror movies don't scare me. Horror movies are definitely one of my favorite genres. It's comic book and horror movies. That's my two favorite genres. Most of them don't scare me though. I just love the genre. And just love supernatural and slashers, and I just love everything about horror, and I just find that genre amazing. But yeah, not many scare me, and this one did. There's some really creepy, just like disgusting parts. There's like, in case you haven't watched, I won't spoil. There's a scene involving a table and some practical effects that made me cringe big time. And another thing I don't do too much when I'm watching a movie is cringe and just have to look away, and I did. That's how real the certain scenes in this movie felt. Amazing performances. It's different. It's set in Australia. It just feels very this unique and different from most horror movies. Um, Again, it's amazing performances, amazing story, amazing practical effects. It's very scary, very creepy. It definitely sticks with you. Awesome ending, very creepy, and I just love the know it ends on. It just like really sticks with you. Such a great movie. I absolutely loved it. One of the best horror movies I've seen in a while for sure. Coming in at number 10 is Tetris. This one definitely flew under a lot of people's radar because it's on Apple TV, starring Taron Egerton. Also a very underrated actor. It's about this guy basically going through this incredible, crazy journey to get the rights to Tetris. And this is a true story. And this has got to be one of the most fun, entertaining, engaging true story films I ever watched. Amazing performance from Taron Egerton. He's very charismatic, very likable, and it's just such a crazy story of him getting these rights. I don't want to get into it too much in case you haven't watched it. This is such a fun movie, just and it's almost like a business movie, but they make it so fun and entertaining. Just like him going to these meetings and just like being denied, and just the way it's filmed, the way it's the dialogue's delivered, just very fun and entertaining, engaging. It's like you're watching a video game, but it's incredible how it's executed. I just absolutely loved it. Has like some amazing soundtrack. Very funny, very engaging, very entertaining from beginning to end. Love how it ends and how it starts. It just like it's one of the most fun movies I probably ever watch. Honestly, I'd really like to rewatch it again because I absolutely loved watching it the first time. Just such a fun, uplifting, happy movie. And I'm so like disappointed that more that a lot of people didn't watch it, but definitely check it out if you haven't because it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely love Tetris. Next up is Blackberry. Another true story movie about the BlackBerry phone. And this movie really surprised me because it has some amazing performances from the three lead actors. And I love how it's filmed. It's filmed like the show The Office, and it's super, super funny, super engaging, super entertaining from beginning to end. Has amazing soundtrack. I love how they go through each time period. They don't go too fast. They don't go too slow. They just slowly build to each thing and go keep on going until the end. It's just like the rise and fall of Blackberry, a very interesting story. There's a lot of funny moments, a lot of emotional moments. This is a very interesting, entertaining, engaging story. Definitely sticks with you. I believe the actor's name is I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he was just all the performances were fantastic. I love Blackberry. Such an interesting true story film. A lot of great true story films this year. Tetris and Blackberry would actually make a really good double feature for sure. Two of the best true story movies I've ever seen in my life. I absolutely love both these movies, and Blackberry is just so special and so interesting and unique from most true story films. So definitely check this one out if you haven't got the chance. Next up is Megan. This is the first movie I've seen in 2023, and it's still one of the best. It's just such a great horror movie. It's very kind of campy. Has some great comedy. Great horror. Megan became instantly one of the coolest horror villains in a while. Definitely iconic. She's just very funny, very menacing, very witty, and charming. She's such a cool horror movie character. I absolutely love Megan. I can't wait to see her in the sequel. I love the performances. I love the story. Just such a fast-paced movie, very fun, entertaining, energetic, great soundtrack, great writing, great directing. And I actually rooted for Megan most of the time. I usually root for the victims, of course, but so one of the few times I actually rooted for the villain because she's just so cool and charismatic and different from most horror movie villains. Love the ending, very thrilling and engaging. Yeah, Megan's such a great horror movie. Just like a great horror movie blended with comedy. It's not a horror comedy, I would say. It is campy. It has comedy elements, but it's just like such a great blend of horror and comedy. One of the best I've seen for sure. Absolutely loved Megan. Next up, another probably hot take, but Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour concert movie. I was debating whether or not I'd even put this on the list because technically it's not really a movie because it doesn't have a story or like characters or anything like that. But it is a movie technically, and I loved it. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, and I was excited to see this one. I saw it in Dolby, one of the best, not one of the best. It was the best movie I ever seen in Dolby because it definitely utilizes the Dolby feature big time. Like you can feel like the music going from top of the seat to the bottom of the seat, and it shakes the entire seat. Such a fun movie to see opening night. Just like it's like 3 hours about. Did not feel like it just went by super fast, super fun, super engaging. Much needed break at that time for me. Just loved how it was structured with all the the errors. Um, and I it's just such a fun, entertaining concert movie. The only concert movie I've ever seen, to be fair, but I loved it. And also, you know, there's great costume design, great set design. There's like little backgrounds and stages that looked amazing. Just a beautiful looking movie. It's really well directed, and extremely well performed by Taylor Swift. Yeah, I love this movie. Like I bet this was like on no one's list, but I loved it. It's my list. I wanted to put it on there. So I loved the Taylor Swift concert movie. I'm looking forward to watching it again. Coming in at number 6 is Scream 6. Absolutely love this movie so much, and for so many different reasons. As a Scream fan, it gave me everything I could possibly wanted. I love the first 5 Scream movies, or 4, I would say. 3 is kind of bad in some regards, but I still really enjoy it for what it is. But I love the Scream movies. It's my favorite horror movie franchise. With that being said, I still wanted them to do something different, and there's so many times you can do the same for him over and over again, and I was starting to get stale, because like they could get away with a 5, but if they did it again, it wouldn't have worked. But they finally did some things different. I don't want to spoil in case you haven't seen it, but they did a lot of things different with the reveals, the opening, the location in New York. They just did all the right amount of things different, and it felt like such a celebration of the Scream movies. There's like a lot of Easter eggs. There's like a Scream museum at one point that has so many great Easter eggs, and this felt like a celebration of the franchise. Great seeing Kirby back again, one of my favorite characters from the entire franchise. She was amazing at 4. So great seeing them again. Jenna Ortega and Mercer Barrera as the 2 lead Carpenter sisters are amazing. So disappointed that what Spyglass did to her and fired her. Pisses me off beyond belief, trust me. But I still think this movie should be recognized for her having an amazing performance, and everyone else. She should definitely be recognized still, even though, the Scream community has been tainted by Spyglass because, they fired her. I still think she should still be recognized for the amazing performance she did give, but I completely support her with everything she said. And I understand her not wanting to come back and all that. I'm just very pissed off at Spyglass for, they ruined Scream 7 by firing her because, I love Neve Campbell and, all the other legacy characters. I got really attached to Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega's character, and also the Meeks Martin twins. I just love the core 4, the script characters. And even if they brought like Scream stuff, it still somehow still happen, which I doubt it will, because even the director left, which is understandable. If they brought Neve Campbell and Patrick Dempsey and Hayden Panettiere back, I wouldn't be even excited, because I just have such a sour taste in my mouth from they just did Melissa Barrera so dirty, and it's just a messed up situation. What happened to her? But yeah, I got on a little rant there, but but this movie, besides all the drama that happens and the cruel things that they did to Marisha Barra, she gave it a phenomenal performance. She's an awesome character. I love how dark her character of Sam is. Such a interesting, complex character. Loved the character of Tara and again the Meeks Martin twins. Just so many thrilling sequences, so many surprises. I love the surprise at the end and the opening and the action and all the horror and the fight scene between Gale and Ghostface. I just loved everything about this movie. Such a special Scream movie. I saw the fan event. It was so fun seeing it. It's almost like, for me, it was almost like an Avengers level movie event, if that makes sense. Because that's how much I love Scream. And seeing that at the fan event, like people were like awing and like clapping and like giving the right reactions at the right time. like when the Kirby came back and all that. And that's so cool that you can get that from a horror movie and a horror franchise. And Scream has such a great just like so many great movies. Like I haven't a terrible movie yet. Scream 3, if Scream 3 is their worst, they're doing really good. Like I said, it has some really bad aspects, but it's also really enjoyable to me. But yeah, Scream 6 is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love it. It's a top-notch Scream movie. Easily second best behind the first one. It did everything I wanted and needed it to do. All right, now we're in the top 5. So coming in at number 5 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Even though there's not gonna be a part 2 technically. There is gonna be a part 2 movie, but they're changing the title, which is the dumbest thing. Like, why? But anyways, that being said, this movie's amazing. I love the Mission Impossible movies. Fallout's my favorite action movie of all time, I would say. This movie is not one of the best Mission Impossible movies to me. Like, you're not even probably not even the top 3, but it's still a really, even for a quote unquote average or just really good Mission Impossible movie, it's still one of the best movies here. It's still in the top 5 because it's just amazing. The opening sequence is 20 minutes, so thrilling, so engaging. They just have a lot of different 5 different set locations and just leading to the end. Long movie, doesn't feel like it. Hayley Atwell is such a great addition to this franchise. She was such a great actor. She's amazing. Vanessa Kirby coming back was great. Of course, all the original cast and characters are amazing. Just so many, just a beautiful looking movie. Christopher McQuarrie is such a great pick to take on this franchise. It's amazing action sequences. Of course, Tom Cruise, does that all himself, and it looks amazing. The train scene was amazing. The bike scene was amazing. Airport scene was amazing. I don't want to spoil anything, but this absolutely amazing action movie, and I'm really excited for part 2, even though it's not really part 2. It's stupid, but whatever. But I absolutely love this movie and where it ended. And even though it's a part 1, it didn't leave you on such a massive cliffhanger that you just pissed you off. It just it's just clear part 1 ended and there's still more to come. It just ended the story it set up in the movie and there's just more to come. Yeah, just a thrilling, engaging story, amazing action movie. Absolutely loved it. Next up is Godzilla -1. This is interesting because I just I didn't even want to see this one because I'm not a Godzilla fan. I was like, I don't want to see this, and I heard it was just so amazing, so good. And I was like, okay. So I ended up seeing a double feature of my one of my best friends, Lewis. We saw Aquaman 2, and then we saw this one because he's a massive Godzilla fan. So I was like, if I'm gonna see a Godzilla movie with anybody, it's gonna be him. So I asked if you want to see a double feature. One of the best double features I've ever seen in a theater. We had a lot of fun. Aquaman 2 is dumb fun, but Godzilla -1 is absolutely amazing. It's a post World War II Japan movie. Just such great characters that you instantly connect to, instantly relate and you feel for. And such an interesting story. It's Godzilla's kind of almost secondary. You actually really care about the characters in this one. Just such a great set of characters. You just really get invested in the story and the characters and what's happening. And when Godzilla's destroying stuff, you feel really bad because you don't want these people to die. You just it just feels so tragic. And I never felt that way watching Godzilla movie. I just felt oh yeah, he's killing people, or I just thought he looked cool. No, you actually feel bad. Amazing looking movie. Godzilla was badass and scary as ever. He looked really cool. That one of the best endings of the year. Very emotional, very heartfelt. Definitely hits you in the feels for sure. Just everything about this movie. It's such a great war movie, such a great character movie. Just did everything it needed to do. Even going up to the ending, I was it's a great movie. They still haven't given me everything I wanted, and then they gave me the last thing I wanted it for it to be an A+ movie. Of course, I won't spoil it. I was like, oh man, they did everything. It's such a great movie, great Godzilla movie, great war movie, just absolutely perfect. Absolutely loved it. Next up is the Iron Claw. Oh man, this movie is absolutely devastating to watch. Zac Efron gives the best performance in the year, in my opinion. He deserves Oscar, just all the awards. Like I just like started waiting. Just like that's Zac Efron. Then I completely forgot I was watching Zac Efron. He completely just like grows right into that role. All the actors that play the Von Aaron brothers, based on the true story. This it's just about family, about the goods and the bad. And it's just so good. Um, in every single way, and it's the probably one of the most devastating movies I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it might like the ending brought me to tears, devastated me. It had some of the saddest dialogue I ever heard. And if I even like tried, like, I won't spoil, of course, but if I were to try to even say it right now, I would probably tear up because that's how devastating and sad the dialogue is towards the end of this movie. It just hits so hard, and you just care so much about these families, about these brothers, and every single actress in movies top notch. It doesn't even feel like you're watching a movie as much. It feels like you're just like in this family's home, just like watching them talk and interact. That's definitely high praise. This amazing sport movie, amazing true story movie. Guess again, amazing performances from everyone. Zac Efron was amazing. Um, one of the saddest, most devastating, tragic endings I've ever seen. I will stick with me forever. It's just so sad. And the dialogue, oh man, it just breaks your heart into a million pieces. But it's so well done, so well executed. Couldn't ask for a better movie about this family. It was just told so well. Next up, coming in at number 2 is The Holdovers. I held up on this movie for a while. I was like, again, another movie that surprised me. I was like, the trailer looks good. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna see it. And again, I heard it was really good, so I was like, okay, let's go see it. Christmas movie. I waited till like early December to watch it. I was like, okay, hope this is good. It's my number 2 favorite movie of the year, so obviously I loved it. Love the characters. I love. This is kind of a feel good Christmas movie. The director doesn't think it is, but I thought it was. But Paul Giamatti and the other 2 lead actors are amazing. Can't think their names off the top of my head, so sorry about that. But it's about this professor, the student, and this cook lady that lost her son. All together during the Christmas holidays. They're like they're there after everyone left for the holidays, and it's about them bickering and just like yelling at each other and them slowly learning to get along. Like, don't want to spoil it, but just such an amazing story, super super funny. Definitely made me laugh out loud several times. Definitely hit me in the feels big time. Just a great character piece. We don't get movies like this anymore. Set in the 70s, definitely feels like a 70s movie for sure. It's really well filmed, really well acted. I love these characters. I love the writing, I love the directing. Such a great pace. Just such a fun and entertaining movie, and the ending just hits you in the feels big time. You just really feel the emotion. It's like you couldn't ask for it to be written as well as it did. You just like it's just what you want from a movie, and just like what happened like at the end of the movie when like everything wrapping up, it just felt perfect. It just felt absolutely perfect. Like definitely one of the best Christmas movies I've ever seen. And I'll be watching every year. That's how good it is. It just feels like a Christmas classic already. That's how absolutely amazing and phenomenal this movie is. All right, but coming in at number 1, my favorite movie of the year is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh man, I had so much fun seeing this opening weekend. Massive Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite Marvel superhero. Loved the first Spider-Verse movie. Thought it was amazing. Seeing this movie in Dolby opening, it was opening night or opening weekend. I think either way, it doesn't matter. But it was amazing. The animation was so good. It's so unique, so different. There's even this like these backgrounds, just like changing and like disappearing and like dripping in the background. Like you can't do that with live action. So I thought it was really cool what they did. I love all the characters. Miles, I love the character Miles. He's so funny and charismatic. I love Gwen. She's awesome, so badass. Miguel is a great villain, and all the other Spider men and woman and all the cameos really good. Love the story. Love the family dynamic with Miles and his mom and his dad, and you know, and it really takes time to set things up. As a long movie, and it's a lot, very character driven. And definitely, spends a lot of time with him and his family, which I really loved. I thought that was really well done. What they did with the family aspects, it gets you to really care. The multiverse stuff was so cool. A lot of great cameos, and I won't spoil it, but there's a lot of really cool moments for sure. I love all the character development. The overall story was really cool. The ending was one of the best endings of the year. It's like this floored me, left me speechless. Great soundtrack as well. I can't think of the um the artist that did most of the song. It was like Metro something, but they did a really good job. Like amazing end credit song, just after that amazing ending. Has a massive cliffhanger. Like again, I won't spoil in case you haven't seen it, but man, that's such a good cliffhanger. Definitely like it's like one of those cliffhangers that definitely leaves you. This kind of leaves you hanging. Like I said, I don't like that. Like when I mentioned Mission Impossible, but this is one of the cases. It's just such a good cliffhanger. This leaves you on such like you're like, what? That's crazy, but you're so excited and just wanting more. And I never seen an audience react like that after a movie. They're like, "What the f? Like that's it?" And I was just laughing. I was like, man, I just haven't felt like that after a comic movie since probably Infinity War and Endgame, and that's high praise because I love those movies. Those are probably two of my favorite comic movies ever. So yeah, this is one of the best Spider-Man movies ever. I'd say probably my second favorite, maybe. Yeah, second favorite. No Way Home being number one. But yeah, just such a great movie. I love the character of Miles and Gwen and all the other characters. Just such a phenomenally written, and all the voice actors are amazing. The scores, the soundtrack, everything's perfect about this movie. Um, One of the best endings of a comic movie of all time, in my opinion. But that's it. That's my list, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Definitely let me know what your guys' top 15, 10, or 5 are, whatever you want to say. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a great day and take care. Bye.